Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome back. Alright, so we are going to get straight into it. In this video, we are going to be creating your appointment types for your one-on-one services and for your group events. Alright, so let's dive in. Alright, so now let's go into our appointment types. Okay, so this is key here. And we're only going to be diving into the appointment types. We're not going to go into any add-ons or any coupons just yet. Let's just go ahead and set up your appointment type so that people can start booking you for your one-on-one service. So let's go ahead right here at the top. Let's just set up a service for the one-on-one service calendar, and then let's go ahead and set up a group class for your group events. So for a new type of service, let's just say I'm just going to use that example that was right there, aromatherapy, 1 hour massage. Okay, and then a description, and then show message after confirmation. You want to make sure that you select both of those. Okay, so the description, read this here. You want to make sure that you are very thorough. So with this description, you only have about, I think, 522 characters, so be mindful and wise as to what words you are putting in here. But this would be something, if I'm doing a aromatherapy 1 hour massage, this would be something like, you are booking a 1 hour aromatherapy massage with first and last name at X location. So also right here, if you are required to pay 50% deposit and the remaining, and you will pay the remaining balance at your appointment. The most important detail that you want them to know when they're booking this, at least this right here, is important, making sure that they know what it is that they're booking. And then the message shown after the confirmation, this is important too. You want to make it like a thank you message after they have booked it. And this is something that we use for our studio. We just have a quick little thank you for booking your 1 hour event at the Healing Tree Studio. So it would be your 1 hour aroma therapy massage at the Healing Tree Studio. And then if you have any questions, please email us at this email. All right, so now this is you're going to change this to 60 minutes. If you want to block off extra time before and after for your appointment, highly recommend that you do that, because what will happen is if you have this appointment set or availability set from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and you don't include any buffer time, people will be able to book you at 3 p.m. at the time of when your appointment ends. So you need to be able to give yourself either 15 minutes or maybe even 30 minutes, depending on your business, how much time you need to block off before, which I'm just going to do 15, and then 15 minutes after. So 15 minutes before, give me that buffer time there, and then 15 minutes after. If there are any back-to-back appointments, that will be a 30-minute. Let's say you have an appointment from 1:30 to 2:30, then you'll have an entire 30-minute buffer time, because of from 1:30 to 2:30, that's 15 minutes after that appointment, which then is 2:45. And then if you have an appointment from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., then that's 15 minutes before. You'll have a total 30-minute buffer time, if that made sense. Because you got to take into consideration the before and after. And if you have back-to-back appointments, this one is going to have a buffer time after, and then this one is going to have a buffer time before. And so that adds up right there. Okay, so just be mindful of that. And then whatever the price is for the 1 hour aromatherapy massage is, let's just say this is $150. And then do you want to choose an image? Highly recommend that you choose an image that is representative of this service right here. Again, it just makes it easier for people to see it and understand what it is that they're booking. Is this a public service? Yes, you want to make this public. This is not a class or a group event. All right, so if you do have any private services, maybe it's like a one-on-one consult, you can go ahead and select that one down here at the bottom, and then only people with that direct link can book. All right, the last thing that you want to do is make sure that you select the calendar. And so this is going to be for my one-on-one service offering calendar. And then we're going to go ahead and hit and create that appointment type. Now, if I wanted to, let's start to build these out. I'm going to delete this actually, just so that it's not there. The last thing that, oh, it didn't ask me for a category. Okay. So let's go back and we are going to, let's just say I wanted to start duplicating this and making it easier. Now I want to do a 2-hour. So then I'm going to go ahead and change that to a 2-hour massage, and then change my description to a 2-hour aromatherapy, and then change my confirmation to a 2-hour aromatherapy. Let's change our time now to 120 minutes. We're still going to leave that buffer time. Let's say this 2-hour is now $200. You can select, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you can select the color if you want to organize these by colors. All of your one-on-one services, maybe you want all of those to be orange. We're going to select the same calendar there. This is going to be a public. Make sure to select your image, which would most likely be the same image that you used for the first one. Let's go ahead and create this appointment type, and now we have this set up right here. Okay, so the one thing that I don't see that it did initially is show me the category, which I highly recommend that you do start to create categories so that you can keep this organized. So if we go back into, I'm going to change this one to orange as well. So let's go back so that it matches. But if you go back into editing your appointment type, let's go to hit edit, you will find the category. If this shows up initially when you're first setting it up, then I definitely recommend that you do this. There's not going to be one there. So let's go ahead and create a new category, and I'm just going to call this one-on-one services. And let's go ahead and hit save. Let's update that. And now you can see that it's going to create this category here. And then what is nice is when you create that is that you can then copy this link that will take them directly to these appointment types. So let's go ahead and bring this into that category, and you'll see that now both of these, it'll give me a direct scheduling link to one-on-one services, and now both of these will be listed. So let's go ahead and plug that into here, and you can see that both of these are now listed. All right, so that is great to have. Make sure that you organize your offerings using those categories, just to keep yourself organized, and again, make it easier for your people to purchase from you. All right, so now the next thing that we're going to do is create a group class. So let's go in this one, and let's go ahead and put in test event group class. Let's just call it Hypno and Reiki. All right, so this would be my group event description. These are definitely details that I'm gonna highly recommend that you do. Make sure to include details such as what it is, where, the time. I'm just going to be repetitive here because I cannot emphasize enough how sometimes it can be confusing for people, and they don't see it right away, or they're confused and they don't book or they don't buy. So I'm just gonna make sure to recommend that you, again, it may sound repetitive, but it is important. So just make sure to include details such as what it is, where, and the time, and then possibly even the price. It's going to show them anyway. So make sure that you just have a description that is going to describe this as best as possible, and why people should come. All right, so again, down here, I'm going to thank my people. Thank you for booking your Hypno and Reiki with Angel Martinez. And then if you have any questions, you can include your phone number, or you can include your email down below. But you just keep it very simple on the thank you part on the confirmation page. All right, so this event is going to be 2 hours. You don't necessarily need to block off time after the appointment, because there's nothing. Remember when we set up the calendar, we didn't include any availability, so people will not be able to book anything anyways, unless you wanted to, because this will show up on your Google Calendar or on your iCal calendar. I think that's what it's called. You want to make sure, if you want to include some buffer time there, then you can do that right here automatically, so that you don't have to manually go into your Google Calendar and then add the buffer time in your calendar. So you can just automatically do that. Okay, just keep that into consideration. All right, so this event is going to be just put $75, and then I'm going to create a new category for this, and this is going to be group events, or however you want to call it, group offerings, anything like that. So I'm going to put that category there. I'm going to do this purple. I would choose a different image for this. Let's just see if this one works. This is a public accessible event, unless you wanted to make it private. This is a class or group event. How many people do you want to, what do you want to cap it off at? Do you want to cap it at 10? Do you want to cap it at 15? Do you want to cap it at 20? Depending, be mindful of that, depending on what it is that you're offering, and maybe also to considering the space. Make sure to keep a maximum number of people that you cap your event at. So now let's go ahead and hit create appointment type. And so now this is not completely done just yet. All right, so now we have to offer the class. So now you can add times to offer the class by clicking the offer class button. So if this was an event that I am going to continue to offer, you want to set this up right here, and then you can set up the recurring times, and that way it's set and done. You don't have to come back and create a new link and all that stuff. It's set and done. If this, again, only if you know that this is going to be a repetitive event that people can sign up for in the future. All right, maybe this is a weekly yoga class or something like that, and you just can create all the recurring events and people can sign up right then and there. So let's go ahead and hit offer class. And so this is the event right here that you see over here on the left hand side, my hypno and Reiki for 120 minutes. Let's go ahead and choose the calendar. We're going to put this one into our group events calendar, and then we're going to offer this at on May 15th. We're going to select the date, and then we're going to do this at 5:30 p.m. So I'm not going to do the recurring option just yet. I'm going to show you that next. We're just going to do this from 5:30 p.m. Obviously it's 2 hours, and it'll run to 7:30 p.m. So let's go ahead and save that class, and let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So now if we go back to our, let's just go to scheduling page links. Now we're gonna have some options down here. Okay, so if we want to get people to sign up for our event and you want to find that link, then you can go in here under group events. You'll find the event itself. You can find it under group events right here. If maybe you have several events and you wanted to show all of the events that you have coming up, you can do that by appointment type categories, or you can do that by the calendar. So let's just go ahead and do that just by the calendar to see what that looks like. Oops, I didn't copy that. Let's go ahead and copy this, and let's bring people here, and you can now see that my group event is showing up right there, and it's only giving people that allotted time that we set. So let's go ahead and just create one more so that we can see what that continues to look like. And let's go ahead and hit another group class, and this time we're going to set it up as recurring. All right, so let's go ahead and do group class number 2, and then this is my description for my group class. Remember to highlight important details that you want your customer to know. Sorry for my typos there. All right, and then over here, obviously we would just do the thank you message. Again, just keep it very short and sweet and simple. Let's do this one for 60 minutes. I'm not going to block off any extra time. I'm going to do $45 there, And let's go ahead and put this under its proper category, which is group events. And then let's go into, you can select an image if you want. I would highly recommend that you do select that image. Let's go into 10 people and let's create that appointment type. Okay, so now we are there. Let's go ahead and hit offer class one more time. Let's choose the calendar, group events, offered at, let's just go with May 22nd. And let's do 10 a.m. You can just type in 10 a.m. and it will work. Let's go ahead and do some recurring. Let's do maybe 4 of these. For the next 4 weeks, I want this to repeat every Wednesday at 10 a.m. starting May 22nd. For 4 weeks, I'm gonna be offering yoga every week. So let's go ahead and do that. This looks all correct. Let's go ahead and hit save class, and let's go back now to our appointment types, and we will find that we will see all of our we didn't categorize this, sorry. I thought I did, but it looks like we didn't. And then we also didn't color this. Okay, let's go ahead and hit appointment types. All right, so now it falls under group events. And then again, let's go and look at what this looks like here. So let's close these out. And now we can see that we have both of our group classes. Let's go into our group class number 2, which we have some recurring events here. You can now see that on the calendar, you have the 22nd, you have the 29th for May, and then in June, it doesn't look like we have those set up. Okay, so one thing that I noticed here is in our availability inside of our calendar, when we go into the group events calendar, so this is something that you are going to want to come back and change, because I only put 30 days into the future. It's not going to allow people to book whenever you have events booked out, maybe, for the rest of the month. So let's go ahead and open this, the days in the future back up. Let's just do something like 120 days into the future, and then let's go ahead and hit save limits. And now we can go back into our appointment types. Let's go into here, and then let's refresh this, book, and now it'll allow me to book into June. All right, so make sure to keep that in mind when you're setting this up. Now we can go ahead and open up the remaining bookings, because remember, we set up the recurring on this one right here. If I want to go back and I want to sign up for this event right here, we can go in here and select that one right there. All right, so now when we go back into our appointment type, so again, anytime that you want to set up a new class, you can come inside of your appointment types. You would create a new type of group class. You would go through that process. Or if this is a new type of service for a one-on-one service, then you can go ahead and select this option right here. Make sure to categorize this under one-on-one services. Go through all the steps that we walked through, and you should be all set. All right, my friends, so that is the meat and potatoes of setting up your Acuity scheduling. You should be able to now be ready if you follow alongside with me. If not, take the time, continue to go in there, set up your appointment type, set up your availability, make it specific to your needs, to your messaging, to your brand. But you should now be ready to start accepting payments, to start accepting clients for your one-on-one services, start booking clients, to start selling your events and start booking those events for yourself. All right, so we're going to continue in the next videos going into some of the other features that you can leverage to optimize your Acuity scheduling and help you build your business. All right, my friends, so I'll catch you guys in the next video.